Welcome to a world where ancient magic pulses beneath the surface of our modern lives. In Whispers of the Coven, Tales of Modern Witchcraft, we journey into the hidden realms of contemporary sorcery, where old traditions blend with new practices and mystical wisdom whispers through everyday moments. Today, we unravel the secrets of modern covens, explore the resurgence of witchcraft in today's world, and discover the powerful stories of those who walk between the seen and the unseen. Prepare for enchantment, mystery, and revelations as we step into the shadows and listen closely to the Whispers of the Coven. Whispers of the Coven, Tales of Modern Witchcraft. In the heart of the contemporary world, where neon lights dominate skylines, digital screens shape identity, and ancient beliefs are dismissed as superstition, there exists a hidden current. It runs beneath the concrete, pulses in the spaces between words, and lingers in the shadows where intuition whispers louder than logic. This current is magic, and though forgotten by many, it has not died. It is preserved by a secretive sisterhood known as the Coven of the Silent Moon, a lineage whose roots stretch back centuries, yet possess the adaptability to thrive in modern times. The Awakening. The story begins with Aria Thorne, a young woman living in the bustling city of Elderspire. She is practical, analytical, and determined to live a normal life, distancing herself from her late grandmother's strange rituals and cryptic lessons. Aria works at a tech firm, lives in a minimalist apartment, and prefers patterns she can quantify. Yet lately, she has been haunted by dreams, visions of forests she has never stepped into, stone circles she has never seen, and women whose faces she cannot recognize, but who speak her name with urgency. These dreams intensify, until one night she wakes to find the outline of a sigil glowing faintly on her bedroom wall, a mark she remembers seeing on her grandmother's pendant. Confused and frightened, Aria decides to investigate. She travels to the old family estate in Raven's Hollow, a quiet village miles away from her city life. There she finds her grandmother's grimoire, locked with a seal bearing the same sigil. As Aria touches it, the seal breaks. This moment symbolizes awakening, the transition between the mundane and the magical. It also represents the idea that heritage cannot be forever denied. It waits, it watches, and eventually it calls. 2. The Return of the Coven. Aria soon encounters 3 women who were once her grandmother's closest companions. Celine, the herbalist whose knowledge of plants stretches into the uncanny. Maeve, the diviner whose sight pierces both past and potential futures. And Lyria, the shapeshifter whose laughter fills rooms yet hides deep scars. Together, they form the remnants of the Silent Moon Coven. They explain that Aria's grandmother was the High Witch of the Coven, and that Aria herself bears the bloodline's strongest magical resonance in generations. Her dreams were not hallucinations, but summons, the Coven's magic responding to her latent power. Aria resists at first. She believes in data, not destiny. She sees witchcraft as metaphor, not reality. But the Coven shows her otherwise. Under the moonlit sky, Maeve casts a scrying spell that reveals the truth. A shadow is rising, one connected to the disappearance of several witches around the world. This dark force, called the Veilborn, feeds on forgotten magic. As modern society grows more skeptical, the Veilborn grows stronger. The Silent Moon Coven believes Aria may be the key to restoring balance and preventing the Veilborn from consuming what remains of the world's magic. This section of the story symbolizes the tension between modern rationality and ancestral knowledge. Aria represents many people today who navigate technology, structure, and science while feeling an unexplainable pull toward intuition, spirituality, or the unseen. 3. Lessons of the Craft. The story then shifts into Aria's initiation into witchcraft, an exploration of how ancient practices adapt to contemporary life. 1. Magic in modern spaces. Celine teaches Aria that magic is not tied to era or location. A herb garden on a balcony can be as powerful as one in a forest. Spells can be handwritten or typed, as long as intention remains pure. A sigil drawn on a smartphone case, a protective charm encoded in pixel art. These are the new faces of old power. This redefines witchcraft as a living, evolving craft rather than a relic. 2. Intuition as sight. Maeve trains Arya to trust her intuition, something Arya has always silenced in favor of logic. She learns that intuition is not irrational, but a deeper form of perception. In visions, Arya starts seeing symbols: a black-inked serpent, a broken moon, and a gate woven of shadows. These visions foreshadow the true nature of the Veilborn. 3. The power of self. Lyria guides Arya through shape-shifting, not physical transformation, but the ability to shift emotional states, identities, and energies. In a world that pressures conformity, this teaching emphasizes the strength of embracing multiple facets of oneself. By explaining these lessons, the narrative reinforces how modern witchcraft mirrors psychological growth, self-awareness, and empowerment. 4. Rising shadows. As Arya's power grows, so does the Veilborn's influence. Strange events unfold: animals behaving erratically, technology malfunctioning around energy-rich sites, and people experiencing collective nightmares. The world subtly darkens, not physically, but energetically. This reflects how negative forces often flourish in moments of societal doubt, fear, and disconnection. The Coven discovers that the Veilborn is no longer feeding only on forgotten magic. It is starting to devour living witches. When Arya touches a vision connected to a missing witch, she realizes the Veilborn is sentient, capable of hunting. It seeks a witch with the Silent Moon bloodline. It wants her. This part of the story emphasizes that power, whether magical, emotional, or personal, draws both allies and adversaries. Growth invites challenges. The hidden sanctuary. To protect Arya, the Coven brings her to an underground sanctuary beneath Raven's Hollow, a labyrinth of stone chambers, ancient ruins, and glowing pools. This sanctuary was built centuries ago as a safe haven for witches during periods of persecution. Now, in a world that believes itself enlightened, it serves once again as a refuge. Here, Arya undergoes her final initiation, the Lunar Rite, a ritual that binds her to the Silent Moon lineage. The rite is an introspective journey where Arya confronts her fears: fear of failure, fear of responsibility, fear of losing herself. She learns that magic is not about controlling the world, but about aligning with the flow of existence. During the ritual, she witnesses a memory of her grandmother, who tells her, "Magic chooses those who can carry both truth and burden. Do not run from what you are." This symbolizes the acceptance of identity, a universal human theme beyond witchcraft. 6. The Veilborn unmasked. When Arya completes the rite, she sees the Veilborn clearly for the first time. It manifests as a swirling mass of black tendrils, eyes that flicker like dying stars, and a voice that speaks in fragments of forgotten languages. It is not a creature, but a consequence, a byproduct of centuries of suppressed intuition, abandoned spiritual traditions, and the modern belief that the unseen is worthless. The Veilborn is the world's collective shadow. This revelation adds philosophical depth. Darkness grows not from malice alone, but from neglect. The Veilborn breaches the sanctuary, driven by Arya's awakened power. It threatens to absorb her, believing that consuming her magic will allow it to take physical form. The Coven stands ready to fight, but Arya knows that brute power cannot defeat something born of collective denial. Instead, she realizes the only way to weaken it is to acknowledge it. 7. The Battle of Resonance. In the climactic confrontation, Arya steps forward alone. She opens her mind, allowing the Veilborn's whispers to enter. Instead of pushing them away, she listens. She recognizes the emotions within its voice: fear, pain, longing. By acknowledging it, she deprives it of the shadows it hides in. Light fills the sanctuary as Arya releases a resonance spell not of destruction, but of integration, a spell taught by neither her grandmother nor the Coven, but formed from her own duality. Modern logic fused with ancient intuition. The Veilborn shrieks and dissolves into fragments of fading shadow. The battle symbolism is profound. Healing often comes not from fighting darkness, but from understanding it. Shadow is not the enemy. Suppression is. 8. The New Dawn of the Coven. With the Veilborn weakened, the global disturbances ease. The missing witches reappear, disoriented but alive. Magic stabilizes, though it remains fragile. The world is changing, and the Coven knows it must evolve or perish. Arya steps into her new role, not as a traditional High Witch, but as a mediator between modernity and mysticism. She encourages the Coven to embrace technology, to integrate magic into contemporary life, and to teach others that intuition and logic can coexist. The Silent Moon Coven reopens its doors, no longer hiding in the shadows, but operating quietly among the modern world. Spells woven into digital art, rituals conducted in urban parks, energy healing offered through community centers, guidance shared through online anonymity. Magic becomes accessible, relatable, and alive. Arya discovers her true path, not to revive the old ways, but to reinvent them. 9. Themes and Explanations. 1. Modern witchcraft as metaphor. While the story contains magical elements, it reflects real-world experiences: intuition versus logic, tradition versus progress, identity versus expectation. Witchcraft symbolizes empowerment, self-awareness, and reclaiming the unseen parts of oneself. 2. The Veilborn as collective shadow. The antagonist embodies everything society suppresses: emotion, spirituality, creativity, and the mysterious. Its defeat through acknowledgement represents psychological integration rather than elimination. 3. The Silent Moon bloodline. The lineage symbolizes connection, family, heritage, and the idea that we inherit not only genetics, but stories, trauma, strengths, and unseen potential. 4. Arya's journey. Arya's transformation mirrors the hero's journey, but with an introspective focus. Her power grows not from external combat, but from internal acceptance. 5. Old ways and new worlds. The narrative demonstrates that ancient practices adapt with time. Magic changes because people change. What matters is intention, authenticity, and connection. X. Whispers of the Coven. Tales of Modern Witchcraft is ultimately a story about rediscovery of magic, identity, and balance. It explores how the mystical and the modern are not opposing forces, but complementary ones. Through Arya's journey, readers witness a world where old wisdom finds new life and where embracing the unseen becomes a pathway to transformation. The tale ends with Arya standing beneath the rising moon, feeling both its ancient pull and the electric hum of the modern world around her. She smiles, knowing she belongs to both. And as the wind whispers through the trees, the Coven of the Silent Moon whispers with it, stronger than ever, heard by those willing to listen. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mystical world of Whispers of the Coven, Tales of Modern Witchcraft. If these stories of magic, intuition, and hidden traditions sparked your curiosity, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow seekers of the unknown. Your support helps us continue exploring the realms where myth meets reality. Tell us in the comments which part fascinated you most, or what mysteries you'd like us to uncover next. Until our paths cross again, stay curious, stay enchanted, and remember, the Coven's whispers are always there for those who dare to listen.